Gotchasports. We are back. Carrie, happy Friday. How are we feeling going into this weekend?
Fantastic. This was another long week. Lots of sports going on too. So there was some late nights, even being on the time
Yeah.
zone I'm at. Some of these baseball games are creeping into EP hours for me.
Like 10 o'clock Arizona time.
Yeah, that's pushing it. During the
Yeah.
work week,
No,
it's
they are.
pushing it.
People always say, and we've had this debate on this podcast, the East Coast time zone in sports. I mean, I, I'm not going to bed before
Tough.
1, especially
Yeah.
especially in times like this when you got playoff baseball, you got college football, you got NFL and NBA, NHL rolling back around, dude. There's no sleeping before 1.
No, no. And it's just there's so many games, and like especially when you got the Dodgers and Mariners both still alive, it's like you already know
Yep.
on the West Coast, at least one game per team is probably going to be a night game too. So it's not starting till 10 o'clock Eastern time, and it's like, all right, like can I realistically stay up for this and function at work tomorrow? Probably not, but I'll probably do it
You
anyways.
can. You can. I can
Yeah,
from personal experience, you can.
yeah. I figured you'd be up.
Yeah. Well, if it's your first time joining us, welcome. We are Gotcha Sports. Today's episode jam packed. We got week 6 college football recap of the games last week. Then we got our helmet stickers for last week's games, and then we'll roll into week 7 college football preview of the top matchups. We only got 3 this week. It's a pretty good slate, but we're going to talk about the 3 top 25 ranked matchups, top 17 ranked matchups, actually. And then we're also going to do 2 segments. One, we're bringing back Bar Talk. And then we're introducing a new segment this episode called You Know You're an Adult When. We'll get into that. And then, of course, we will end it with not the best bet, but the special edition best bet. Carrie, college football, though. We're almost halfway through this, pretty much halfway there. Week 6 last week. Let's recap those top 3 games, starting with number 9, Texas at Florida. Florida wins 29-21. What were your thoughts on this one?
Defensive game, like I thought it was going to be. Arch Manning is not it. I personally am not shocked that Florida won. I know the previous week you and I have talked how Florida has been able to defensively at least slow down teams for the most part, even though their offense has been so shitty that they can't score to win games anyways. They finally put up some points. But I do think, I will say, I don't even necessarily think Texas got exposed for being maybe a potential fraudulent team. I just don't think they're good. And I think people slowly saw that even through the past few weeks of whatever garbage teams they played. It came out in full colors against Florida this past weekend.
Yeah, hey, hand up. I thought Texas was going to win it all to start the year. I thought Arch Manning was a real deal. I will say, Arch Manning was not the problem in that Texas game. He's always the talking point because of his last name. He's the quarterback of the University of Texas. But he actually played a good game for what he was given. Texas's offensive line was horrible. They were pretty damn bad the entire game. Arch did not have time at all to throw the football. And even when he didn't have time, he was getting out of the pocket and making plays. The problem with this game, I thought, was Texas's defense. DJ Lagway, who has not looked good all year, looked like a superstar damn near in this Texas game against what I thought was a good defense. And then you have a freshman, Dallas Wilson, wide receiver for Florida, who played an awesome game. I mean, if you're Texas and with the defense that they have on paper, let a freshman go do that to you when you're already on the ropes for the season and people are already talking about you, you just cannot let that happen. And that just shows the type of team that Texas is.
Yeah, and kind of hit on your talking point, saying Arch Manning wasn't the talking point. I think it's just he's been the talking point all year, and it's very
Oh, for
hard to
sure.
just reverse that role,
Oh, I agree.
especially against a team like Florida, still SEC competition, but bottom of the barrel SEC at this point of the season, and a lot of Texas fans, I could guarantee did not see that coming. Even though we talked about it last week, I said I was on Florida's spread. I said I was on the under, and I actually don't even know if the under hit, but Florida spread obviously was there. Um, but this still a disappointing loss for Texas. And my thing
Yeah,
is I'm not shocked though. Like it's very hard for me
for
to
sure.
even remotely consider this an upset.
Yeah, honestly, again, Arch Manning is a talking point, and that's not going to change. But the narrative really should, because Texas, they're not really putting him in positions to be successful. Texas's offense has run a lot of long plays, and Florida did a really good job with that, combating that with pressure. And I don't think that they're using Arch Manning the way they should. They're not running enough with him, I don't think. Like, I understand a lot of these college offenses are going to that NFL style and they want that pocket passer. Arch Manning is athletic. Use it. Stop running these super long plays. And I understand that I don't want to see 40 bubble screens, but they're not really putting Arch in a great position because he's throwing it 30, 40 yards downfield at least once a drive, two times a drive. And all of these plays are just getting swallowed up by the defense. So Arch has then got to get out of the pocket and make a play. Start running some shorter routes for this guy to get going and get in a bit of a rhythm. And then you can start going to more of those explosive plays. I really just don't think Texas has called a really great season at all.
No. And the thing is, last year I feel like so many people saw hope in Arch Manning because they brought him in those typically shorter drive plays when they only needed, they were in the red zone or something, they needed the last 20. And he was just so effective using his legs last year. And I feel like the play calling that actually specifies for him to run the ball is just not there either. And I feel like that was a field he dominated in last year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Texas does moving forward. Obviously, they're in a really bad spot, and they've got that. It doesn't get any easier for them. So we'll see what type of adjustments Texas made. But huge win for Florida, get back on the right track, and pretty much save their head coach from getting fired. So a good win for Florida. But sticking with the SEC, carry, we had number 16 Vanderbilt going on the road at number 10 Alabama. Bama wins the rematch 30-14. Not shocked in this one.
No, no, not at all. And I think we kind of talked about it earlier or a week ago or so. We knew this game was going to be close for a little bit. We knew Vandy was going to make it scary. I did not once ever think Alabama was honestly going to cover in this game, and they did pull it off late in the game. Um, but I mean, there was a point where I know we were texting our buddies about it. Like we saw this book before, like or we read this book before. You
Yeah.
can't just live bet Bama in any situation here, like because God knows how many people did it last year, and Vegas just raked in the cash that day from live betting Alabama. So I'm sure a ton of people stayed away from it again this year.
Yeah. I think the last, I would say, 20 minutes for Alabama looked really good. Ty Simpson was on point. They converted all four times they reached the red zone. In Vanderbilt, they really couldn't just, they physically could not throw the ball downfield. And don't get me wrong, I'll give Vanderbilt credit. They got a good running game. Their offensive line's pretty good. They've got a couple of good backs that they can mix in. They just can't throw, they couldn't throw the ball down the field in this game. And in order for Vandy to continue to be or want to be that above average SEC team, they're going to need to figure out their passing game. Complete opposite of what Texas is doing. I mean, Vandy was throwing short routes. They were getting guys open. They just couldn't convert on the play, whereas Texas didn't even really have a shot. Alabama, on the other hand, they looked good. I think they played a more complete football game. They got a huge test coming up that we'll preview against Missouri this week. So overall, Alabama did their job, and they continue in this hunt for the playoff.
Yeah, and Vandy, you could argue, still has a shot too. I don't know
Yeah,
what their schedule looks like the
slim.
rest of the year, though. I don't know how
there,
different. I
I
don't know if Bama has to be one of the harder teams. I'd imagine, though.
I would say Vanderbilt making the playoffs is probably a 0.01% chance.
But that's a shot.
You're saying there's a shot. All right, Kerry, let's throw it to our last game of week 6, and that was number 3, Miami, on the road at number 18, Florida State. Miami wins 28-22. This is a hand up accountability podcast. Hand up. I was wrong about Miami. They are legit.
And that 28-22 obviously came late. Florida
Last
State.
7 minutes.
Yeah, Florida or Miami dominated the entirety
Yeah.
of that game. And I honestly think the final score, I will say, did help Florida State a ton, in my opinion. I think it made it look like the game that it should have been. It made it look like Miami
Yeah.
should have won that game, which they obviously did. And it showed that Florida State obviously is a good football team, and they could stand in with one of the best teams in the country. Florida State was never winning that game. It wasn't
No.
happening. Um, but man, I think it's another week where you could argue Miami easily deserves to be a top 3 team in the country now. I believe they're number 3 right now. Last week when we spoke, I thought they were easily top 4 in the country, but more and more, there's very few teams that I could truly put ahead of them right now. I think if I'm putting anyone ahead of them, I'm maybe ranking Oregon ahead of Miami. Ohio State, I would love Miami over Ohio State right now.
Miami's good. And honestly, it's not even their offense that makes them so good either, I don't think. Their defense is really, really good. Their defensive line is ruthless. Their secondary is good, and they obviously have an above average offense. Miami made Thomas Castellanos, who is a good college quarterback, look average. This is such a strength for a defense. And after this one, they are 100% legit. And I know, again, the score doesn't necessarily reflect the fact that Florida State was not in this ball game whatsoever. I don't remember if it was 7 minutes, but it was 28-3 going in the fourth quarter. And
Yeah.
honestly, even though the score shows Florida State lost by 6 to one of the best teams in the country, I'm calling it. I don't think Florida State's going to lose at least another game this year, if not two. They play Pitt, who's not going to be easy. They play Clemson on the road. They play Florida on the road. I mean, this Florida State team is going to continue to get tested with some of these opponents, and so we'll see if this score reflection is true to the type of team that they are. I don't think so. I think Miami is really just that good, and I think Florida State's a little bit overrated. So I've got them losing at least one, maybe two more games this year.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it may be the one conference pretty set in stone right now. Miami will be the ACC champs, and
Oh
there's
yeah,
really no you can't argue against them. It's physically impossible with what the ACC has looked like this year.
yeah. I agree. It is a one team race in the ACC in Miami, so we'll see how that plays out. But pretty locked in on that one. Miami is legit.
Yep, yep. Yeah. I mean, Carson Beck is just doing his thing too. He's not trying to be fancy. He's just doing his job, and I think that's honestly why they just look so fundamentally sound right now.
Yeah, very well composed. All right, Carrie, let's throw it to our helmet stickers for week 6. Give the people your helmet sticker for this week.
All right, probably not too common a one, but I'm gonna give it to the Washington Huskies. Down 20-0 in the second half for a comeback victory, 24-0. Not only to cover my Brole pick of -3.5, but also to finish off a whopping parlay that cashed for me just for money line. So it's going to go to them. They're my favorite team outside of Notre Dame this year so far. Go
Let's go.
Huskies. It'd been really cool if they beat Ohio State. That I think that would have been they would have been right up there by Notre Dame then. But yeah, I got to give it to Washington. It was an electric weekend to be a Husky fan.
They really helped you out, Care. They really did.
Yeah, yeah. But who's your helmet sticker going to?
Mine's gonna be plain and simple this week. Nothing to it. You got to give props where it's due, and unfortunately, that's going to the U of
Mm,
Miami. Giving them the helmet sticker. Impressive performance. Go on the road at Florida State. I know they didn't prove anybody else wrong because everybody thought they were legit before, but I was late to the party. They proved me wrong, so I got to give my helmet sticker to them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to give it to the teams you don't want to.
Nope, you do not. You do not. But unfortunately, Miami. So we got Miami and Washington this week for our helmet stickers. Week 7 college football preview. Here we go, Carrie. We got number 8 Alabama. Again, we're talking about similar teams. We like to talk about ranked opponents. If you guys want, maybe we'll start talking about some mid majors and really dive
Yeah.
deep into this college football season. But we got number 8 Alabama going on the road, and number 14 Missouri. Missouri is +3 at home. Over unders 51.5. Carrie, what are your thoughts in this one?
It's a sketchy one. You don't know what Alabama team you're
Yeah.
going to get yet. I need to see them fall into an actual rhythm. If I could see them play 3 consistent games, I'd 100% go all out on this Alabama team. But we just haven't seen it yet. Slow start from them against Vanderbilt. I will say we watched a Missouri team absolutely implode last year from what they were supposed to be. Both teams sketch me out. Probably not the greatest idea to bet on this game, but I will be going on Alabama money line. You can't convince me otherwise to take Missouri.
Yeah, it's a crappy line. It stinks, honestly. To your point, Alabama started off slow last week, played a ranked opponent last week at home. Now got to go on the road and play a ranked opponent. It's a tough thing to do. And this Alabama team, again, they haven't, I don't think they've proven themselves. I honestly think they're the third or fourth favorite to win the entire playoff, which is crazy to me. But you don't know what team you're going to get from Alabama. Again, I agree with you. I need to see them get into a rhythm before I can make an actual judgment on this team. Missouri, on the other hand, I haven't watched a ton either. I do think that they are definitely better than last year. I think they're a more complete team. They had some key transfers. Bo Prabula for Missouri, their quarterback, has been solid this year. I've seen him make some errant throws at times, some dumb decisions, and Missouri's defense hasn't really been tested either. So it's a hard game to try to predict who's going to win. I would lean Alabama in this one just because I've seen more of them. They've proven themselves against good opponents. They've won at Georgia. They should beat a ranked team in Vanderbilt at home. This Missouri team, I don't like them because they haven't played anybody, but I do think that they have talent and they're going to be able to compete with Alabama, especially if they get the worst version of Alabama that we've seen this year. But I lean Alabama in this one. I'm going to give it to the team that I think's proven more so than Missouri.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And at the end of the day, both of these teams are still competing for the playoffs. I don't. After Alabama's one loss, I don't see them losing again. They beat a very good Georgia team, and the defense can be their defense can be relentless at times. It's just it takes one little spark, and it seems like they'll figure it out. It's just whether that spark actually comes or not, which we saw it late against
Yeah,
Vanderbilt, but we saw it for an entire second half against Georgia, even first half against Georgia.
yeah. So again, to your point, it's a hard game to try to predict what's going to happen because you just don't know which team's going to show up, especially with Alabama having two completely different style of teams at times. So I do agree with you. It's a hard one to handicap. It's a hard one to predict, but we both lean Alabama in this one. Kerry, let's throw it over to the Big Ten for the rest of this Week 7 college football preview. We got the number 1 team in the country, Ohio State, going on the road at number 17, Illinois. Illinois is getting 14 points at home. Over unders 49.5. Can the Fighting Illini get her done once again, Kerry?
I hate the Big Ten with a passion. I think this game's gonna be really stupid. I think Illinois is gonna score maybe 10 points. Ohio State's going to struggle to score somehow. I think Illinois randomly covers. I think this game hits the under. The under is the way I'm going
Yeah.
to go. Illinois, I don't like Illinois scoring in this game. It's not happening. Ohio State's defense has
I
been way too dominant all year.
Yeah, I have the exact same assessment in this game. I think if that doesn't tell you, I'm taking Illinois to cover the 14.
Yeah.
It's a lot of points. Ohio State went on the road at Washington, didn't look great. I mean, they covered and they won and they dominated Washington. I think Illinois is better than Washington. I think Illinois is a more complete team than Washington. I think it's hard to go on the road and win by 3 possessions, especially in a conference as deep as the Big Ten this year. Give me Illinois to cover. I think Ohio State struggles to score, and that's the only reason Illinois does cover, because I agree Illinois is not going to be scoring a ton of points on this Ohio State defense that has dominated. I think Ohio State's going to struggle in this one. Give me Illinois plus 14.
You can take the plus 14. I'm just stick to the under in that game.
No, it's fair. It's another game where we got a high spread, 2 ranked opponents. Illinois beat a ranked USC at the time at home, barely, should have probably lost. And now they're playing the number 1 team in the country, coming to their place. Maybe the biggest game in Illinois football history. I don't know.
In a long time.
Defending national champions, number 1 team in the country. I think it's a lose-lose spot for Ohio State, because people already don't think Illinois is that good. They think they're overrated, shouldn't be ranked after the loss to IU. So I mean, even if Ohio State doesn't cover, is beating Illinois team by 4-7 that great? I don't know.
No, it's a bet.
But give me a Fighting
That's
Illini to cover, baby.
that's the thing about Ohio State though. Their defense can solely win them games.
Oh, for sure.
That is why
For
Ohio
sure.
State is a very hard team to play.
Agreed. And we've seen it. Illinois' defense hasn't been great this year. Ohio State's offense, they have the best wide receiver in the country. Then we've seen Illinois' offense be good at times, going against a really good defense. Why am I taking them to cover the 14? Great question.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all yours.
I'll take it, though. I'll take it. Illini. All right, Kerry, finish off this week 7. We got number 7, Indiana, going on the road at number 3, Oregon. Oregon is 7-point favorites at home. Over-unders 54.5. IU playing their first ranked opponent all season.
I think this line's ridiculous too. I mean, you will never see me bet on IU spread. I will tell you that. This is all Oregon. There's no other answer. Oregon spread. Alt it to 10.5 if you want. IU's not staying in this game. They make it a game for the first half, but realistically, I don't see their offense keeping up with Oregon's.
Does IU live up to the hype? As much as I hate IU, and I'm the biggest IU hater of all time, they are better than they were last year. And it's because of their defense. Their defense is actually good. I'm not saying that they can compete on a nightly basis with a program like Oregon or the Oregons of the world, but IU is definitely better than last year. 7's a lot of points. I think Oregon, the way that they looked in that halfway through the third and fourth quarter against Penn State, scares me. I like this IU offense is pretty good. Fernando Mendoza has been really good for IU. Again, they haven't played anybody. I don't like this line at all. I think it's a trap. I'm not with you. I'm not saying IU is going to cover. I don't like Oregon to cover either. I don't like the points. I don't like anything in this game.
Oregon minus
It
7.5
might.
might be the freest bet of all time. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I'm going to stay away from it, but I'll put my hand up when we release next week's episode saying I was dumb. I should have taken Oregon because IU's fraud. They're fraudulent like always. But for whatever reason, there's something about this defense that makes me worry again, them going on the road and actually doing some damage at Oregon.
I'm ready for your hand up. I will remind you next week when it happens.
Please do. Please do. It's an accountability podcast.
Yep.
But that's going to round out a week 7 slate in college football. There are some good games too, some non-good games or non-ranked good matchups. But we just didn't want to preview those. Wanted to give the ranked matchups for this week. But we'll be here to recap week 7 and preview week 8 next week. So stay tuned for that. And of course, we'll do our helmet stickers once again. But Kerry, let's throw it over to Bar Talk. For those that don't know this segment, this is just some conversations that you might have at the bar. See something at the bar, want to talk about it. Kerry, take it away.
Classic bar talk, but I will say it did happen actually at your dinner rehearsal for your wedding. Probably the
Rehearsal dinner.
greatest rehearsal dinner. Yep, that thing. Uh, Probably the greatest like sports speaking moment I've ever had with a group of friends is the question you have to name. I believe it was 11 FBS schools mascots that did not end with an S. And it was probably the most fun conversation I've ever been a part of.
Those questions are fantastic. Those types of trivia questions are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they stump you and you don't think it should be that hard, but then probably 20 minutes goes by and you're still trying to get like two or three more.
Yeah. I think 11 was right. There's 6 power 5 or power 4, I guess depending on what sport you're looking at. 6 Division 1 FBS teams that don't end in S, and I think there's 5 mid majors.
Yeah. I know it's
No, that was
Thundering
fun though.
Herd, Big Wave,
Green Wave.
Green Wave, Green Wave. Yep. Uh, I don't know.
Alabama,
This is going to take
Crimson
us
Tide.
forever if we keep doing this, but
I think I could get them right now, but we
I'm
already
sure you
had this
could.
conversation.
Yeah.
We've already had this conversation. No, but no, those types of sports trivia questions they're great. They time flies by having fun when you're talking about sports, just talking ball.
Yeah. Well, it's just stuff you never would have thought of in a million years unless like the right person just had that question on them.
Right, exactly. No, I
Yeah.
love those types of trivia questions.
Yeah. All right. But what do you got for bar talk?
Bar talk this week. Carrie, if you're walking, let's say you're just walking to the bathroom, right? You peek over, you see something on someone's phone, and it's them scrolling on LinkedIn at the bar. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm thinking they either met. My go to is probably that they met someone at the bar that they are looking up on LinkedIn. Whether
You
it's
think so?
talking potential jobs, whether it's to see what this person actually does in life. I think that's my
Yeah.
guess. I don't think they're scrolling on it to see what jobs just popped up while they're hammered at the bar at 1 a.m. But I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I have not put myself in that position yet.
Okay, so the reason why I ask is because I go on LinkedIn quite a bit at the bar. Not for any particular reason, not looking people up, just scrolling through, I guess. Just seeing what's going on in
Okay.
the business world. I don't know. But I got made fun of for it. Is it weird?
I don't think it's weird. I think it's weird that you have no reason to be doing it.
Well, the reason for doing it, I guess, would just be to gain knowledge about what's going on in the world.
Loser. Go drink a beer. Set
So-
that phone down.
oh no, no,
I
no!
think my
See, this
I
is
think I think my reasoning makes sense. If that was the reason being, I'd be like,
no,
oh okay,
right.
yeah.
I got you. And let me clarify. I don't just go to the bar with buddies or my wife or anything, and we're all in a group and everybody's talking, and I'm just scrolling on LinkedIn. I don't want to paint that picture because that's not the case.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is if like you're in a group of people and you've got some side conversations over here, some side conversations over here. The person that walked or you were talking to walks up, goes somewhere else, whatever. And then you're just kind of sitting there in that intermediate before you either get up and go talk to somebody else or somebody comes and talks to you and you check your phone. I got LinkedIn notifications pop turned on, and so I just click on them and I start scrolling through.
See, I think your version of LinkedIn is my version of FanDuel. That's the best way to
Yeah,
explain it.
maybe,
You're just scrolling
maybe,
to kind of see what's
maybe.
going on in the work world, and I'm scrolling to see what's going on in the sports world.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Could be, but I got made fun of for it, and maybe it's rightfully so. You can be the judge of
You deserve it.
that. Okay. All right. All right. At least we're on different pages. But Carrie,
Yeah.
let's throw it over to our new segment, and that is it's a finish the sentence type of segment. And that is you know you're an adult when.
Oh yeah. I know I mentioned this to you before. You know you're an adult when you're on your way home from whatever, you got to get gas on your way home. Kind of sucks, kind of annoying, inconvenient. Next day you wake up though, and you see the full tank, and it's just like, oh my god, I don't have to pay for
I
gas
don't have
for
to
like
go
another
get
week
gas.
now. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's actually a great feeling. I do enjoy waking up on like a Monday, going to work, and it's like I don't have to get gas one time this week going
Yeah.
to or home from work.
Electric
It just
feeling.
seems like it's not that big of an inconvenience, but at the same time, it's like I don't get maybe I don't get paid this week, but I at least don't have to pay for gas. So like that's a plus.
Yeah. For sure. After you fill up your tank, you're like, damn, man, like, man, I'm pretty poor. And then you wake up the next
Yeah.
morning, you get in the car, you see the full tank of gas, and you're like, not in that bad of a spot. I'm kind of rich.
Right, yeah. Right. I could drive for hours right now.
Hours, dude. I don't have to fill up for another week and a half. Let's go.
But what is your you're an adult when?
Relating to our previous conversation in bar talk, you know you're an adult when you just check work emails. That's your new form of social media, is just scrolling through the work emails that you have, whether you're at the bar, whether you're on the toilet, whether you're at the airport. You're getting dinged for work emails. Worst type of notification.
Yeah, I think with my current role being in a lab, I don't have to worry about that as often. There's not too many things that I can do work wise outside of being physically present at work. So I don't think I've
Yeah.
really hit that part of my life, but I'm sure there's going to come a day where it's Saturday morning, got nothing else to do. So I'm going to check my work emails just to see if anything eventful is happening.
Oh, trust me, you don't want to check it. It's never anything good in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe I don't, yeah, I can't even think of an example honestly.
No, it's all good. It's crazy. Like when you're in college, you go to the bar. It completely different type of scenario when you go to a bar and you're an adult.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm like you said, I'm sure the LinkedIn thing happens all the time. I'm sure there's multiple other things. Like I know there's definitely people out there that I'm friends with or hung out with that you got to bring two phones with them all the time because they have to bring their work phone. And it's like,
That
bro,
would be
leave that thing at
so
home.
annoying.
Like,
That would
yeah,
be so
yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
no, I hear
I would
you.
hate that.
I agree with that. Welcome to the new segment. You know you're an adult when. We'll continue to do this. Throw some new scenarios at you. But Carrie, let's throw it to the best part of every episode. And that's not the best bet. That is a special edition best bet. Not one, but two picks for the people. Carrie, today is Friday. There's two best bets out there. You got one of them. What is it?
I'm sticking with my team, South Florida. They're playing at
South
North
Florida.
Texas. Pretty even odds. North Texas is a solid team, but I still like South Florida. I love their offense. I believe they're -1.5, so pretty close to even odds on money line. I will be on money line South Florida. I will say the over under is 66.5. Both these teams score a ton. I'm gonna throw a little bone out on the over in 66.5 also.
I like it. 66 and a half. What a number. That's a lot of
Points,
points.
points, 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 points.
Yep.
It just makes for a fun Friday night game too. High
Oh yeah.
scoring, back and forth battle. Even if it's two teams, that you're not going to see in the playoffs. You might see them in a okay bowl game, but
Alma
it's just
Bowl.
it's entertaining football. Yeah, probably. You never know.
Never know.
But what is your pick for tonight?
Tonight, Friday, my best bet. We're gonna keep it on the diamond. Tigers money line. Tariq Skubal is on the bump. That's all you need to know. That
Yeah,
guy,
you
I will
can't go
say,
against
if he
them.
doesn't throw, if not been against him, and also just praying that he goes at least 7 innings. Tigers money
Yeah,
line though,
pray
their
that
bats have been hot.
I was gonna say pray that those stay because it could be a
Yeah,
long one if not.
agreed. But
I
you
do
got
agree
Skubal on
though.
the
You
bump.
you
You got hot bats.
can't go against Scooble either. I don't think I have once all year, and I'm not starting right now.
Yeah, not the time to. That's for sure. So we got USF plus 1.5 or minus 1.5.
Money line. So
Money
neither.
line. We got South Florida money line and Tigers money line to carry. What about tomorrow, Saturday, with this Week 7 college football slate? What's your best bet?
Saturday, Oklahoma at the Frauds. There is a potential for Oklahoma's starting quarterback to be back. There is a rumor that someone was able to speak to him at a Chipotle, and he said his hand is 100% fine, and he's
Yep.
100% playing against Texas, and arguably one of the biggest rivalries in our lifetime, I believe. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean the Red Wivel rivalry is
Wed Wivel
crazy
rivalry.
every year. Every
Yeah.
year.
But I think Oklahoma handles business this year, and I think Texas goes down. And I low scoring game once again. That's every single game with Texas will be low scoring.
The Red River Shootout is called the Red River Shootout for a reason, Carrie. You're taking an under?
Yeah,
Wow. I'm pretty
there's
sure.
nothing, no type of shootout going on this Saturday in that game.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. And that's crazy too, is because we didn't even preview that game. Forgot the Red River Shootout was happening this weekend. Otherwise, we would have
Yeah,
previewed it.
because Texas just is not an exciting team to watch right now.
That's saying something about where these. I mean, Oklahoma's
I
good, but
will,
where
I
Texas
will
is
say,
at as a program, we're not even previewing it.
yeah, I have heard a lot of people mention that Oklahoma is an overrated football team. Their schedule does get harder. I think Texas even starts it, but I do not see them losing to this Texas team.
Okay, well, we're gonna believe the Chipotle pal. we're gonna
Yeah,
believe whatever they had to say because
yeah.
we got a lot riding on it.
If Oklahoma's starting quarterback is not back from injury, that is not my fault. You blame whoever put that rumor out there. But Oklahoma money line
I
is
agree.
my play for tomorrow.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. But what is your play of the day to make us go 4-0 on the weekend?
4-0. Been searching for it for quite some time, Carrie. It's been a while since
Yeah,
we were
I think we
able
did it
to
once
send
a few
out the
times last
brooms.
year.
We definitely did. Definitely did. But already alluded to it. Probably shouldn't be my best bet. Probably shouldn't be a bet at all, but it is. And that is Illinois plus 14 against the number one team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Give me the Fighting Illini to cover. Low scoring game. Luke Altmaier going to lead Illinois to one of the biggest victories in the history of Illinois football. Give me Illinois plus
They're
14.
not
Sprinkle a
winning
little
the
bit on that money
game.
line. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line, Carrie.
This game is going to be 14-6. So maybe. That does cover your spread though,
I
so
take it. Well, I would gladly take that.
all right. I don't mind trying for the spread here. The unders the play in that game though. Mark my words.
Okay. All right. You heard it. That is this week's special edition best bet. That's going to wrap up today's episode. If it's your first time joining us, appreciate you. We're Gotchasports. Returners, all the love. Go follow us on all of our socials. We got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, you name it. We got it. Carrie, that's all I got. What do you got?
We got your sports.
Until next time.